let me explain what that means. It's being recorded, so you're going to be in the video. If you ask a question, you will be in it. And then when the replay is ready, which I cannot guarantee will be right after the meeting, it probably is going to be within the next few days because I'm doing something new with it. I just want you to know that I will send it to you. All right, I will send it to you. All right. All right, my Toodlees are in here. I'm so proud of y'all. All right, so one of the things that I want to talk to you guys about before we get started is this whole shift that's coming. All right, as I've sat back and observed consumers, who are the people that are buying properties from us, the people watching us on social media platforms, something glaring has become so aware to me, and I hope to you as well. And that is whether or not the lawsuit is right or wrong. The idea is that we agents don't show up with value. We do not show what it takes to go into our jobs. We show up with a graphic that says, oh, I just listed, I just sold this. We don't show all of our hard work, our hours spent on vacation, making sure the last cruise I was on, I had to get the upgraded internet package so that I could have access to my emails while I'm on vacation. They don't understand, they don't see that. And that is our fault. We have to show our value, and it comes in more than just a just listed graphic and a just sold graphic and a just open house and a just pending. And there are other ways to show that value. They think that we should be reduced price or for free. And we all run around going, I'm not free. Just because I'm putting you in my car and taking you around to show houses doesn't mean that I'm just free and I'm doing this as volunteer work. And I say that because this is a perfect example. Now take yourself and put yourself as a consumer. And I'm doing this webinar for free. Had I charged you, let's say $99 to come to the webinar, would you have signed up? What would make you hesitate? You'd hesitate because you'd say, oh, well, I don't know if there's value in it. So as we go forward in this next hour, I want you to analyze and tell me, quite honestly, I have big shoulders, I can take it. Is there value in what I've given you today? Right? That's my responsibility, is to show up with value and to show up on social media with value. And that's what we have to start doing. And that's what we're going to do with launching a listing on social media. We're going to take the just listed to the next level. Are we ready to get started? All right, let's go. All right, so we are at capacity. I hope everybody got in that needed to get in, because we are there, my friends. All right, share screen. Let's get into it. All right. Presentation mode. All right, so this is Pinky Presents, and it is launching a listing with social media. I am going to be your speaker today. If you can't tell, I get really fired up and excited, and I love to show up and help you, and I love to do it in a very dramatic way. I am your speaker, your trainer, and I am an active real estate agent just like you. I've been doing this for 15 years in Florida. You can follow me on Instagram. If we're not already connected, please go over, find me at Pinky Knows Naples. That is the page that you want to follow. All right, Pinky Knows Naples. Now, I struggled with this for a really long time because social proof to me can be BS. And one of the reasons why I kind of hesitated for many years about showing up with my classes, because I had people saying to me, oh, you should have an academy, you should have an online course, you should be doing these things. And I said, you know what, when I have achieved my goals, then I will show up, because I don't want to be a teacher that it didn't work, but I want to show you how to do it. Doesn't make sense. Now I can tell you it's in the pink pudding, okay? I have sold a lot of freaking houses. I get a lot of freaking business from social media every single day on every single platform. I have spoken at some of the most biggest to the most smallest, I know those aren't grammatically correct words, events and stages. From the National Association of Realtors, I was just there in May and spoke on how to show up online using our words. to Inman Connect, to obviously my brand, which is Remax. I've gone to their conference and spoken many times there, to Boomtown and Florida Association of Realtors. That's my pink pudding. I can prove to you that it works. I know that it works. You just have to be consistent. And when I say consistent, I want you to think about this. If I came to you and I said to you, I did postcards and it didn't work for me. And I said, okay, well, what'd you do? I sent one postcard to one house in one neighborhood one time and they didn't call me. And I'd look at you and go, what are you, crazy? Obviously, you sent it to one person one time and it didn't work. It's the same thing with social media. One post isn't going to do it. One reel isn't going to do it. One live isn't going to do it. And I teach all kinds of different classes on all these different things that I'm talking about. From short form, real estate reels that rock, okay? I teach you how to put those small videos together to make them grab the attention of the viewer. I do green screen classes, you know, where you have like a nice graphic or video behind you. I know that those can seem hard, and I'm going to show you how to do those. Walkthrough videos, these are what I call my Picassos, all right? Like walkthrough videos are where I started, and they are what sell the home. And I love, love, love to teach that class, and I have it coming up in September. And I have new classes coming with my friend Carlos on CapCut editing for realtors. This is coming up. Now, I also have some live presentations. So I am going to be in person in Orlando this week on Friday, the day after my birthday. Is on Thursday. Carrie, you're talking. Let me just mute you. All right. All right. All right. And so I am going to be teaching in Orlando live, and this class, I love it. It's Alice in Wonderland themed, and it is creating curiosity with our content that creates conversation and gets us business. It is an amazing class, and I love going down the rabbit hole, pun intended. And I'm going to be teaching that same class in Tampa on August 22nd as well. And then I'm going to Cleveland for a wedding in October. So if you guys know anybody in Cleveland area that wants a class, get with me. I need to get it set up. All right. Now, why are you here beyond just launch a listing? Yes, I have to tell you something exciting. This is exciting. You guys are my soft launch. Launch. My Instagram coaching that I've been doing for over a year will now be offered on demand. So right now it's a 6-week live course where you get to get with me once a week for 2 hours, private Facebook group, all of that. That's still going to happen. I have the live version, but I also now, starting in September, will have the on-demand version. So that means you can log in and you can take the class at your leisure. So if you'd like to learn more, there's the QR code. Don't worry. Of course, I'm sharing it again because I have to give you the social proof, right? So here's some of my tutelese, and it's kind of like my kids watch it and they're like, are you going to help them lose weight too?
A year ago, I was an Instagram hooligan. I had no idea what I was doing. Because of Pinky's guidance, constantly just, Mike, why are you doing this? Mike, why are you doing this? I tell you what, I didn't think it was kicking in. I was selected as the media expert. Get off the fence, jump in, both feet, get in the deep water. You're going to miss out if you don't do it. Trust me, it's the best decision you'll ever make.
I love Pinky's coaching because she doesn't just tell you what to do, she shows you exactly how to do it.
She is there to make sure that you succeed, and you'll be able to reach back to her, ask her questions, and not only that, you'll be able to attend some additional trainings.
I knew nothing about Instagram. I was scared to death to post. And with my very first post, I received 3 phone calls. Pinky will help you no matter what level you are at.
I learned how to get more engagement, start more conversations, and have more fun with it. I would take the class if you had the opportunity. It is so worth it.
So if you're looking for a kick in the pants, I want you to call my friend Sue Pinky Benson today.
Yeah, I know it's totally an info commercial, but I tried to keep it as short and sweet as possible. And guess what? I edited the whole thing myself. So I know how to edit, and I am happy to teach you how to edit. And I am offering between now and the end of August, if you sign up for either class, so the on-demand version that starts in September or the live trainings that will start in September as well, you'll get $100 off. So all you have to do is use the code early sign up, all one word, all caps, and we'll get you the discount. All right, so here we are. We're ready. Are we ready to blast off? We are ready to blast off. We are going to talk about launching a listing with social media. Now, y'all know I love Instagram. Like, Instagram is my jam. I love hanging out over there. I find it to be such a more inspiring and positive place, right? That's why I coach on it, because there's also the opportunity to go beyond your friends on Facebook and find new followers in your area that want to buy a freaking home. But with launching a listing with social media, I know some of you do not know how to do Instagram, or maybe you're floundering around and you're trying to figure it out, or maybe you're an expert on TikTok or on Facebook or LinkedIn. These tactics, these things that I'm going to teach you today, they can go on any platform. All right. Am I going to share some things that are maybe a little more specific to Instagram? An example? Yes. But I promise you have options across the board. Because if you coach with me, you're going to know that I do not like excuses. There is no excuses in my world. Okay. So let's go. All right. This is the typical. All right. This is the typical real estate agent post. All right. And in fact, this is a postcard that I pulled from our marketing that we have for our social media stuff, right? Like, we go in for our brokerage, they give us the information. How many of you have this, right? Like, raise your hands. You have the generic post, you go in there, you hit download, you run over to Facebook and you post the graphic, right? We have it. Everybody has some sort of version of it. Maybe the mortgage person that you work for sends it to you every time you get a new just listed. Maybe there's some sort of promo going on in your folders on email and you're getting them all the time. And you're like, oh, this makes my life so much easier. Yes, it does. But again, we're talking about showing up with value for our consumers. They're at the point that they understand graphic creation, right? But can we do better? Because just listed, just sold, just doing my job just sucks. Okay, I said it. That's what I mean. We're going to go to the next level. Because I want you to, when somebody comes to me on Instagram and they say, hey, I'm not getting any traction. Same thing on Facebook. It's not working for me. I put up posts, or LinkedIn, and I go and I look at their pages and this is what it looks like. This is great social proof. Don't get me wrong. There is a place for these posts. But if this is all you're posting, it becomes visual noise. People are like, oh, there she goes again, just selling a house again, just doing her job, just selling, right? There's no interest. And everybody is a content creator. Think about it. Everybody from your partner to your kids to your cousin's dog's on Instagram or TikTok or somewhere. Grandma's on there messing up the algorithm. She doesn't know what she's doing. Everybody is a content creator. So what are you going to do to stand out? You are going to create graphics and videos that orbit around all the others. All right. So how do we do that? Well, we're going to start before liftoff. All right. So you see the theme here, right? We're going to start with that listing appointment. They're going to call you and they're going to say to you, hey, I want you to come out and you're going to, I'm thinking about selling my house. Can we talk? And you're going to say, oh yeah, awesome. You're going to get them on your calendar. You're going to be so excited to go out there. So what do you do first? You start assembling the data, right? So you're putting that CMA together. You're putting the CMA together, which we all know as agents is the value of the home, right? First of all, I want to stop and talk to you about your verbiage. Not everyone in the world understands what CMA is. I used to be a broadcast journalist. If I came to you and said, hey, Sue, could you get me a VO with a SOT for the 6 p.m. and I need to stand up with a package that's less than 2 minutes for the 7 o'clock, you'd have no idea what I just said to you. Because that's verbiage and lingo that goes into the broadcast journalism world. But you're making assumptions about your audience that they understand what your job is, and they are afraid to ask you what a CMA is. Is there a video or a creation of some kind right there in explaining a CMA? Heck yeah. All right. But we know that we go in and we're going to get the value of the home, right? We're going to do that. We're going to start there and then we're going to expand. We go into the neighborhood, right? We're going to look at the statistics around the neighborhood. What's on the market? What's recently sold? That's what we do. We start to gather the information. Then we're going to look and say, okay, what kind of styles of homes are in this neighborhood? What year were they built? Do we have single family homes? Do we have condos? Do we have villas? Do we have townhouses? What do we have in the community? And we have all this information floating in our heads. And then we put it all in there and we go to the listing. We get there and we give them all of our information, right? That's what we do. That's why we're there. We're to give them. But why wouldn't you take this information that you have worked hard on getting and putting together and using it? I go beyond just that as well. Before I even step foot in the community, in the neighborhood, I am going to dive into Google and I am going to do a search on the community. Now, today I'm showcasing one particular property that's for sale here in Naples. It's one of our listings. All right. So I'm going in and I am typing in the community, Seagate community in Naples. When you scroll down on Google, right? When you scroll down on Google, it's going to give you questions that people are frequently asking about that neighborhood. I'm going to look and see what are those questions. Because now, not only am I showing up to my listing appointment already knowing what people are asking about that community, so that maybe if I don't know the answer, I'm going to ask my customers. So tell me a little bit about this. Tell me a little bit about that. And then I'm going to start thinking, what content could I create? Could I create content just around that one question? Yes, there is a possibility of doing that. Many possibilities, in fact. And then I'm going to go in even deeper. I'm going to look and see if there's any history of the neighborhood. I did one here recently called Naples, or in the last year, called Naples Park. I dove into the history of Naples Park and I found an old ad for that community when properties were selling for like $20 a lot. And I used that in one of my promos for the property, one of my content creations. Got a lot of interest. I look for news stories, not negative ones, just interesting ones that give me a little bit more depth of the neighborhood, right? I'm going to look for those pictures from the past, do an image search on Google and see what you can find. The more you know, the more knowledgeable you're going to show up on that listing appointment, but you're also getting a lot of information when it comes to that community. You're going to look and see what's nearby. Is there any fun facts that are, happening around the community? You're going to be that expert beyond just the CMA. You're going to have all this information before you even step into that listing appointment. And then you're going to go and do your listing appointment. Okay. You're going to go get it out of your system, go spiel, get it all out. And then you're going to plan an extra 30 minutes maybe to be there. An hour if you want, whatever. Because now you're in the community. And I know here in Naples, like if I get into a community because we got guard gates and everything else, I am going to make sure that I get some footage that I can share. Because if for some bizarre reason they don't choose me to be their real estate agent to list the property, that does not mean that I cannot create content on the neighborhood and become an expert on that neighborhood, even though I didn't get the listing, which would be like crazy. Like who wouldn't hire us, right? So I'm going to make sure that I get B-rolls of the house on the street. Now, B-roll is supplemental video. You do not have to be in it. You don't have to be, you're not talking. B-roll is not talking, okay? So maybe you park your car and you get out and you walk down the sidewalk and you take your phone. You're not breaking out some professional, you have a professional camera right in here. The biggest trick is making sure you clean the lens, all right? You don't want blurry photos or video. And you're just gonna get out and you're gonna get 15 to 30 seconds, maybe of the different houses. So maybe you have the single family, the townhouse, the villa. You're gonna get different pieces of that content. If there's an amenity center, walk over, get the pool, get the gym, get the tennis courts. I try to avoid children at all lengths, okay? Because they're not over 18 and you have to ask the permission to have them in a video. All right. So I will make sure to try and avoid any of that. All right. I'm going to show off all the amenities that I can, the lakes, the ponds, whatever I might use for B-roll. And if you're on the sidewalk, here is a way to put you in the video, because I know we all struggle with, well, you know, I need to lose that last 10 pounds, or my hair isn't perfect today. But let's face it, if you're going to that listing appointment, I hope that you're showing up in your best light, right? Like you got your hair done, you got the makeup on if you're a lady, and then you got your pants on, you got your suit, whatever you're wearing, right? You're feeling good. You're feeling like you know what you're doing. And that's important for a video because it comes across. So go over to the sidewalk. Put your phone, if you don't have a tripod, okay? Because I have numerous tripods and yet frequently forget them. And I find a tree, I find a tire on my car, I find something to prop my phone up. I put it on selfie mode and I just simply walk the sidewalk. That's it. Like, my own neighborhood, I've done this numerous times. I'm walking the dog, so I out and I just get video of myself walking across the bridge. That's it. Maybe you get up and you just wave at the camera. You might feel a little silly, but honestly, it's 2024. Most people know what you're doing at this point. It's no big secret. Get the community signs, right? We have all kinds of community signs. Maybe it's a street. Maybe get visual of the street if you don't have these, you know, neighborhoods like we do here where they're so defined. If it's maybe a neighborhood, like I said, I used to live in Spring Hill, and you have houses that were built in 1970 and then 1980 and then 2000. Show the difference. As long as you're on the public street, you're fine. It's when you get into private property. You don't want to cross over into somebody's private property. Now we're going to go into content creation mode. All right, 3, 2, 1, activate. And you're going to make reels with this content. You're going to make posts if you took pictures, and you're going to make stories. All from a listing appointment that you don't even know if you've got the listing yet. Maybe they signed while you were there because you're that good. But you're going to have all of this content ready to go. I'm going to give you an example of a green screen video. So remember I talked about how I do classes on green screen? This is green screen where there is video happening behind me. It's like the weatherman effect, right? Like you're going to see the video behind me. And I want you to pay attention to what that video is. Again, this is video that I call B-roll, that they call. I shouldn't say it's just me. Everybody calls it. It's B-roll video. All right. This video currently on TikTok has more than 25,000 views. All right. It is now showing up when I Google. All right. So there is power in knowing what the keywords are and what people are asking about a community and answering those questions. This video is for the person who wants to live right next to Naples Beach. Have you ever heard of the community Seagate? It's one of the most best kept secrets of Naples. This small community, there's like 90 houses in the entire community right next to Naples Beach. The homes, many of them are right on a canal, a short boat ride out to the Gulf of Mexico. They also have a private beach membership. Now, you don't have to join if you don't want to. It's completely optional. You have your own access point to Naples Beach. But Pinky, what about homeowners association fees? I hear they can be really expensive. Guess what? Not in Seagate. It's $150 a year. That's it. Hey, Pinky, how much does it cost to live in Seagate? That is a great question, and I'm glad you asked. And I'm happy to tell you that I'm a real estate agent, and I have access to all of that information. How many homes are for sale in Seagate right now? 5. Most expensive is a brand new build. Yep, they are taking down some of the older homes and putting up new ones. That one is $8.35 million. The least expensive right now is $3.95 million. Most recent sale happened in February, and that property went for $3.985 million. That's the average price that they're going for in the community, right around $4 million. Would you like to know more about Seagate?
maybe get a list of those homes for sale, I'd be more than happy to send it to you. All you have to do is comment below.
Okay, did you see all the different B-roll that was behind me the entire time? I had the B-roll of the sign, I had B-roll of the street, I had B-roll of the house that was my listing that I was showcasing, right? I had B-roll of the beach. I got out, walked down the street, walked down the sidewalk, went to the beach. I didn't have the fob to get me into the private access, so I had to climb over a wall, don't tell anybody, to get the footage of the beach, right? Had to get it. This information had keywords in it. Did you hear them? Naples Beach, Seagate, hey Pinky. Like, those words are all important to generate these SEO. All right. We want to get the search engine optimization. The one thing I want to point out too is I disclosed that I was a real estate agent. Hey, hey Pinky, how much is the house? Well, I can tell you because I'm a real estate agent. I mean, kind of make fun of it. You don't even have to do that as long as you put up at the bottom in text, hey, I'm a real estate agent with, and here's my brokerage. I had it at the top of the screen. You probably couldn't see it because it was behind the words, the green screen. This type of video gets the audience's attention. I start off with a hook, all right? For those of you that want to be near the beach. If you don't want to be near the beach, don't watch this video, all right? Now, the other big place, stories, right? Stories. Agents sleep on stories. This is actually my favorite when I'm doing my live coaching sessions. I love to dive into the power of stories because stories is built for the people that are so engaged with your content and they can't get enough of it. And that's why the sales happen in stories, because they are the people that love you and want to see more from you, or they're your stalkers. Either way, you know about it. All right. So here's an example of stories. All I did for this was, here I am, let's say I'm on my listing appointment, right? I finished up, I'm done. I go over to a website. In this case, I just use Zillow, don't tell anybody. I used Zillow, did a screenshot showing all the properties for sale around the neighborhood. I put it in my stories and I give them a little bit of information. Over on the next slide, which is the story, right? It's a story. That video was B-roll again. So I'm repurposing. I am a huge repurposer of my time and my content. All right. So I never go to one thing and just do that one thing. I have to have a gazillion things when I leave. So I'm going to use that same B-roll, scrolling down the street, and I'm going to do the same information, the perks of living in Seagate, low HOA, canal access, flexibility with home style, super close to the beach. I'm going to put that in my stories. Now you're probably thinking, yeah, but you just said it in that video. That video is real. That's going to go to a different audience, because there are people that watch your stories that don't see you on TikTok. And there's people that watch your Facebook, but aren't watching you on Instagram. You never know who's going to hit what when. Okay. And we're going to talk about slowing your roll with the content here in a little bit. The next one is video of the beach itself. Engagement stickers in your stories is your secret weapon to stories. You've got to be in there with the engagement stickers and then responding to those engagement stickers. It's not enough to put it up there. When somebody says, heck yes, you're going to respond and be like, all right, what's your email? Oh, I just grabbed somebody's email and I'm going to put it in my database. That's simple. All right. The call to action is also the engagement sticker. Would you like to know more about Seagate? That's your call to action. Not, hey, here's my phone number. Call me if you're interested. Nobody's going to pick up the phone to call you. Think like a consumer. Do you do that? No, you'd rather vote on a sticker and then have them say, what's your email? And you give them your email. Okay. Do we have questions about the beginning process going into this? Did I just give you a ton of stuff to think about? Let me go in here. Yes, there'll be a recording, but it won't be right away. It won't be right away. All right. Okay, good morning. All right, so we good? How are we on questions? Everybody's good. You're all ready to rock it. Okay. Oh, I see some chats coming in here now. Hold on. All right. How did you get prices, Pinky? How do you get your keywords? Okay, Leslie Beck, great question. This comes from searching Google. Also, I would highly suggest, all right, if you're a YouTube freak or you want to be a YouTube freak, you take Karen Carr's class. I don't know if you can see this. There we go. Karen Carr, she is the master of YouTube. She's also the master of keywords. And she turned me on to an add-on, an extension to Google. It's called keywordseverywhere.com. You attach it to your extensions on Google. So like for me, it's Google, and I do a search, and it will tell me what are some of the keywords people are searching for. Right? So I'm going to go in and say, okay, those are my keywords, but think about it. Keywords are going to be your neighborhood you're trying to hit, right? You're going to say that. Your city is going to be a keyword. The beach, for me, Naples Beach is the keyword, right? Because people are going online and searching Naples Beach. That's what I want to hit. How much are homes for sale, Naples Beach? All right. How do you delete the background? I'm not sure what you mean by that one. Prices in the color pink. How did you do this? Allison, prices in the color pink. I think I just used Zillow. If you're talking about the screen where I just had it up, that was just a screenshot of Zillow. They have good taste in colors, I think. What video app do you get the B-roll? Dora, you're going to create B-roll straight from your phone. It's going to go right. You're not using an app. All right. You're just shooting it on the camera roll. Then you'll upload it to whatever app you want to use. So like in that last example, the B-roll that I was using went straight into my stories. If I'm going to use it in a green screen, then I upload it as a media, which is a filter. Green screen is a filter. The other thing that I might use is InShot or CapCut. Those are apps where I edit as well. All right, let me see. Green screen was just your face and body, and then you moved it around the screen. Yes, correct. What do you use to generate captions? You have certain words in pink. Yes, so that is actually, that one I believe was through CapCut. All right, they have caption generation on CapCut. You have stickers on Instagram. You have stickers in Facebook world to put up those captions as well. But it is super important. Don't care which form you use. Make sure you use captions, because a lot of people, I think it's like 85% of people, are watching videos without the sound on. All right, so we're gonna keep going. So now we have the listing, right? Now we have the listing. Just checking my time over here. All right, now we have the new listing. We're super excited. Congratulations, it is picture day. So you're like, okay, I gotta go let my photographer in to take the pictures. No, my friend, picture day is your responsibility, well beyond your photographer. All right, picture day to me is content day. Why? That house is ready. That house should be ready, right? It should have all the crap off the countertops. The lights should be on. The fan should stop moving. Everything's going to look great. Doors are open. Dog's gone, right? Everything is ready. So you get ready. Don't show up in your sweats that day and be like, oh, I'm just here to open the door. No, we're showing up with value. We're coming there to create content. All right. Most of the time, my photographer, Steven, doesn't even know where I am. And we're like playing peekaboo. He's like, how'd you get over there? I didn't even know you were there, because I'm hiding in a closet somewhere. Right. I'm trying to avoid getting in his pictures. And it's a great day because I tell the customer, go. Like if they're in the house, go, leave me alone. Let me have the house for a couple of hours to do what I need to do, because here it comes. There is all kinds of stuff that I'm going to create. Number one on my checklist is the walkthrough video. All right. This is the video I told you I'm the Picasso of. This is the video that sells the house. All right. This is the person who comes to the MLS and says, I like this house. I want to know more. I'm going to click the link to watch the walkthrough video. Okay. I am going to create that on my phone right then and there. All right. I am going to be teaching what goes into that walkthrough video, where I post it, everything I do to create it on September 12th. So if you sign up to get more of my classes, that one is coming on September 12th. Now, after I've done the walkthrough video, I am going to go into each one of the rooms, and I am going to do what I call the short form video extravaganza. I am going to go in and I'm going to stand in different corners of each room, and I am going to get that B-roll of each room, because sometimes I stand in one corner and it doesn't look as good as if I stand in the other corner. Excuse me. I am going to make sure that I get B-roll of the highlights of the home. Okay, so let's say you have a renovated home and you've got, new countertops, new sink, new lights, new this, new that. I may do an entire reel just on the highlights of that home. Boom, 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 boom. Because guess what? The seller is telling you all about it. Hey, I had one recently that it was, hold on, let me see if I can remember. Blue Armani granite countertop. Like it was a very specific countertops. Oh yeah, I made sure to write onyx. I think it was like, no, it was granite. And I made sure to write it all out, put it in the video, right? 3 things you're not going to know about this home from just looking at it on Zillow. Even though it's there and maybe they read it, but they didn't digest it because you remember more from a video than you do from writing it down and reading it. So I'm going to tell them again, here are 3 things you're not going to find by looking at it on Zillow or online, however you want to phrase it. I'm going to highlight the features. I'm going to do a vertical video. So just to be clear, a walkthrough video is going to be horizontal because it's going on YouTube, but vertical, I'm going to do a vertical walkthrough as well. This one's like the sped up one. I'm going to show you that one too. As I said, I'm going into each room and getting the video. I am creating content that is branded, which means I may be in it. So maybe I'm walking through the kitchen, maybe I'm waving at the front door, or like my friend Susan Reno, maybe she just jumped into a pool at a listing, fully clothed. That's branded, you're in it. Unbranded means you don't see me, I don't tell you my brokerage, I don't tell you my phone number, right? Well, why would I create content that's unbranded? Because that's a walkthrough video and that is gonna get the house sold, all right? Oh, did I tell you? Let me just make sure I tell you. The next time I do short form video 101, I'm going to teach you video 101 will be on August 8th. That class is coming up on August 8th. All right. I'm going to give you an example because I know you guys are kind of like, what is she talking about? And this gives me a second to drink something. All right. Walkthrough video that goes on YouTube. This is just a snippet.
Room. Let's just pause and take a beat and look at these ceilings. I think they're breathtaking, and I love the way the sun comes into this room, and you can sit here, have a cup of coffee, charcuterie, and enjoy the afternoon sunlight. Again, we have the white wood floors. All of this has been updated. That's that pass through into the kitchen there. It's all very well done. Okay. Now the furniture is
negotiable with the property. All right, so I'm giving them information. You don't see me, you hear me, but I don't identify myself. I don't say this is Sue Pinky Benson with Remax Affinity Plus, blah, blah, blah. No, it's just my voice. I'm just talking and taking them through just like I would at an open house. I'm giving them all the extra information that they want to know. They want to know, where does that door lead? I'm going to show them. So that's what a walkthrough video. So I'm going to make sure I shoot that. This is the sped up walkthrough version of the same house that I use on platforms like TikTok and Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels.
Baby, this is what you came for. Lightning strikes every time you move. And everybody's watching her, but she's looking at you. She's looking at you.
Okay, so you get the idea. It's sped up walkthrough video. So I just walk through the entire house and then I go onto the app and there's an option in editing that allows you to speed it up. I'm going to use catchy trending music. That's how you use trending music. I'm going to make sure that I have my keyword of Naples, Florida in that, again, video, right? I want that in the text of the video, right? The call to action right there is the full walkthrough video is available. Somebody asked in the questions about how do I send it? All right. It is this walkthrough video that is long, and this one's usually like 16 to 20 minutes long, depending on the size of the home and the attributes. That video is going to live on YouTube. So if I'm sending it to anyone, it's going to be as a link. All right. It's not going to be sending as an individual. This quick little video can be sent via text, but it's also going to be up on the platforms as well. So I could share it as a link from any of those. All right. Let me just see what other questions. All right. Are you using a gimbal? No. All right. I am not using a gimbal. I believe that if a gimbal works for you, for those of you that don't know what a gimbal is, it is not an animal. It is actually a stabilization that you can use. You can put your phone on it. I have a couple of them actually. My biggest problem is I forget to charge them, and then the app and the whole blah, blah, blah. So I've gotten very good at being steady with my phone. Okay. And there, you can do it. You can be steady. The number one reason why you're probably not steady is you're moving too quickly. Okay. You can always speed up a video. It is more challenging to take a fast video and slow it down. All right. So you just want to make sure that you're doing it at a good pace, move through the property, and then you can speed it up later. All right. What do I use? It's in these apps. It doesn't matter if you're using Instagram or InShot or CapCut or whatever you've got. There is a editing button in the dashboard that says speed, and that's what it's for. Okay, now I'm still on the same property, y'all. Still on the same property. This is more videos being created to grab the attention. All right, Taylor Swift. It is a quick little fun video. They have all kinds of different memes. How do you make those? Oh, it's an app. It's called CapCut. You go in, you can search templates. Guess what, guys? They even have real estate templates where you can just plug in that B-roll. Somebody asked how long is B-roll? It just kind of depends, but it's usually less than 60 seconds in each room. I would say mine, typically the longest it goes is 28 seconds. All right, and it better be a good room for 28 seconds. All right, so you can go into CapCut, and I'm gonna do, like I said, I've got this whole new series coming with Carlos Ramos where we're doing CapCut video editing for real estate agents, and we're gonna show you how to create these. All right, this is a great way to get that collaboration. Remember at the beginning of this, I talked about how we should collaborate with our other agents, make these real estate referral friends across the country, right? So Erin Weber happens to be one of my tutorlees. She's up in the Illinois area. She said, Pinky, can I share a video of yours on the listing? And I said, yeah, and I'm going to brand it to you. I'm going to grab her photo, her information, and I'm going to create a video just for her to share with her people that are dealing, well, they were dealing with snow at that time. Same house, different B-roll. I'm always trying different parts of it. You want to look for the visual hook, things that can grab their attention, right? So now I've made this for Erin. I texted to her. It's quick, it's easy. She puts it up on her social media. She gets me a buyer. We have a buyer referral happening, right? Easy peasy. Look for your opportunities to collaborate. Now, I think did I spell commercial wrong? No, yeah, okay. Now, sometimes I have to go above and beyond. I have to bring in the big guns, do the professional video. All right, this video is gonna live on YouTube. I'm gonna upload it organically, not with YouTube. I'm gonna upload it organically to like Facebook. And this is another video, same day, same photographers there. Now I have my videographer coming in. I'll just give you a quick little, this is like 2 minutes long.
Welcome, my friends, to 5172 Seahorse, located in the quaint community of Seagate here in beautiful Naples. We're just a hop, skip, and a jump from the beach and the beautiful waters of the Gulf of Mexico. This eclectic cottage is an amazing opportunity for you. Why don't we go inside and check it out? This property features 3,455 living square feet. It has 3 bedrooms plus a den and 3 bathrooms plus a powder room. Built in 1984, it sits on a canal with quick access out to the Gulf of Mexico, just a 15-minute boat ride.
All right, so you get the idea, right? Like if you have to hire in the professional videographer to create this, by all means, do it. It's well worth it. You can cut this down into little chunks that you can use on other social media platforms as well. But I'm doing all of that on the same day as the photos. All right. So now I'm going to stop and I'm going to say, you know what? Could I do a live while I'm here? Maybe a sneak peek, what's coming soon, depending on your rules and regulations, of course, follow those. But I could go live on Facebook. I could go live on Instagram, because while I've created all this content, I haven't put it out yet. I'm just there creating the content, but all the information is in my head. So knowing the square footage, knowing the type of boat dock, knowing the type of upgrades in the home, it's all in my head because I'm already there. Why wouldn't I take advantage of it and do a live? Do it on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, try it out. It's free, my friends. We've talked about free. I'm going to tell you there's value in this freeness, so make sure you do it. All right, so now we've got to come in and say, okay, we need to slow our roll, because now we have all this content and we just want to run to social media and spew it all out at one time. You don't need to. All right. Yes, there was a time when houses were flying off the streets and you had to get it out there. But we all know the times are changing, and now our marketing is super important. It always was, in my opinion. But now we've got to learn how to spread the content out to keep it engaging. And one of the biggest things, and I want to be really, really clear with this, with terminology, is your words matter. Your words matter that you are using on these posts. Just listed literally just sucks up the algorithm. Don't use it. You got to come up with a better way to grab their eyeballs. So you're going to want a good hook with your words. You're going to want a good call to action that's not your phone number. And of course, always remember to disclose you're a real estate agent following the guidelines set forth by your brokerage, your board, whatever it is. But I will tell you that if you get in front of the camera and you start with, "Hi, my name is Sue Pinky Benson and I'm with Remax Affinity Plus and I've been an agent for 15 years selling houses from here to Hawaii," they are going to stop watching your video because they don't care. All right, I know it's a harsh truth, but that's how I roll. You got to start with a good hook and get them in. Put your name down below. They will know you're a real estate agent because it's going to say it. You don't need to. Did you know there are trigger words for Facebook and for algorithms? Trigger words means that it is a reach killer. Okay, so when you go to Facebook and you put buy, B-U-Y, down in the algorithm it goes. Sale, for sale, down in the algorithm. The word free can do it too, along with share, right? Share this with your friend. You know what I've started using? Who do you know that might be interested in this golf course condo? That's telling you to share without telling you to share. Your phone number, guess what? Facebook knows what you're doing. Instagram knows what you're doing. It's a phone number. Why are you putting out a phone number? They don't know whose phone number. Are you spamming somebody? What are you doing with this phone number? They're going to push it down in the algorithm. Instead, create curiosity with your words. Things like sneak peek, secret. I have a secret to share with you about this listing, and I cannot wait for you to see it. Exclusive. You're not going to find all these photos online. These are extra photos. This is an extra video you're not going to see anywhere else online. Exclusive. Think of yourself as a consumer. What pulls you in? Confession. I have a confession to make. This house is probably the best house I've ever sold. I'm going to reveal to you the 3 things you need to know about this listing in Seagate. Never seen before. It's the unseen. I'm going to tell you this book right here, Exactly What to Say. Can you see it? Exactly What to Say. You can get it on Amazon. It's for real estate agents. It's by Phil M. Jones. My good friend Renee Funk actually teaches a certification class with Exactly What to Say. I went to it last year. Again, I'm going to tell you it has value. that class had its value. It taught me all about words, and just picking up this book and reading it and going through and saying, hey, how could I use this in an email subject line, is going to bring your open rate up. Okay. When you go into your emails, all those spam emails, and you're like, look at the email subject lines and look and say, why did I open this one out of 50 spams? Why did this one grab my attention? What words did they use in that subject line? Because that's a hook. How could you take that and use it with your words to promote a listing? So before you get to that point, you've got your reel together, you're ready to go, you're so excited. Breathe. Go back, go back through what you've just written and read it. What's the first few words? Is it a hook? Or is it just listed 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Naples, Florida? That's not a hook. That's a visual noise. How can you make it better? Are your keywords in there? Do you know what the number one keyword I see missing from every single post that agents put out there? The flippin' city. You assume your audience knows where you are in the world, especially on places like Instagram and TikTok where they're not your friends and you don't know who your content's going to show up in front of. You have got to make sure that your words are in there and it says exactly where you are in the world. That is a key word. Your location is a key word. You want a call to action that's not salesy. Hey, call me. That's salesy. Drop an emoji if you're interested. Message me if you want the walkthrough video. Message me if you want to know more. Something, not as salesy. All right, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about owning the open house. All right, open houses, because they say that we should be doing them. I'm telling you. All right, so timing is everything. You know, when you do an open house, you're not just usually going to wake up on a Sunday morning and be like, hey, it's open house. I think I'll pick a listing and go do it. No, you set the date. Right? So you know when you're going to be doing that open house. So you're going to set the live for that open house. You're going to promote that open house by doing a live. Do not freak out about going live, my friends. You can always delete it. All right. And first of all, you're going to think the whole world's going to show up. You're going to be lucky if a handful of people show up, but that's good. They have intention if they're there. All right. And the replay is going to get you seen. But did you know that you can set a reminder on lives so that your audience can hit it and get a reminder that, hey, Pinky's going live on Sunday at 1 o'clock. I want to make sure I tune in to see this. This is what it looks like. You can even create a countdown. All right. So when I go into Instagram, and I'm giving Instagram as an example, but Facebook has this option too. You can go in and say, okay, I'm going to go live at this time. This is the title. Remember, I would be a little more specific about the title than just open house. I try to think of a good hook, but when creativity loses you, just go with open house if nothing else. Make sure you say where, right? Open house in Lely Resort, open house in Seagate. And you can tell your audience, hit this reminder so that you don't forget. So they'll be out at the grocery store, right? They're at the grocery store, they're checking out, their phone vibrates and says, hey, Pinky's going live from this open house. I don't care if they come on. Guess what I just did? For free, I have reminded them of my existence. Because suddenly now they're in the aisle checking out and they're like thinking about me. Oh, Pinky, she's, oh, I wonder what that house is about. She's always doing something funny. Like, that's how it works. You're subliminally reminding your audience that you exist. Now, I want to talk about the posting part, right? So after you do a live, you get all of this information, but you also get this when you go to post a carousel post, which is pictures or graphics. Same thing on Facebook, LinkedIn, but I see it on Instagram where agents skip over this section. It's called write a caption. And you're just like so excited you're there. Throw it up. Maybe you put some hashtags there. Don't do that. Breathe. Slow the roll. Come in and say to myself, so if I'm taking anything away from this launch a listing class, I want you to work on your words, your hook, the keywords. What is the description? Is the keywords in the description? What's my call to action? And then on places like Instagram and LinkedIn, it's not as big on Facebook. I'm going to use specific hashtags, 3 or 4. I'm not going for 30. I'm looking for specific hashtags. So in this example, I talked about Seagate. I'm going to do hashtag Seagate community, hashtag Naples Beach home for sales, very specific hashtags. I'm not going to say hashtag living my best life, hashtag, living life to the fullest, or hashtag best agent in the country. None of those apply. I'm going to be specific. I'm going to tag people if I can. And I mean specific tag, not spam tag. So in this example, maybe it's my photographer. I'm going to tag them and say, hey, photos by the amazing Stephen at NEO Exposure. Because maybe he's going to want to share it. Same thing with my videographer. When I tag my videographer on that video, guess what? Chuck shares it because he wants the exposure for his work. Right? Add the message button. All it does is say, click here for a message. It makes it easier for them to message you. Not that it really was hard, but there's the reminder button. That's where it is. Add reminder. See what it looks like? Add reminder. Just go in and hit the button. We're so afraid that if we hit this button, our phones are going to destruct. No. All right. And location, just adding the location to your post is going to push it up in the algorithm because now you're telling the algorithm where it's at. But you skip over it because you're in a hurry and you're so grateful that you just finished the video and you want to move on to the next thing, but you're not showing up with value. This is value. Add that location, get specific. If you can narrow that location, like for me in this example, I'd put Seagate Beach, Laley Resort, the neighborhoods, Island Walk, whatever it is. I would be North Naples, whatever. I'm going to look specifically for those communities to tag it. Add music. Add the music. It's free. Just pick something good that goes with the vibe that you're going with, because when people are scrolling, they hear the music, it makes them stop. It makes them stop. And there we have it. We have blast off. All right, we have blasted off with our content. Now there's a whole ton more I could get into. I know you have questions and I want to make sure I answer them because I have 4 minutes. You're more than welcome. I will stay over for any questions that you have. But I just want to say, before we get into this, at the beginning of this, we talked about us as agents. We need to show up for value in front of our consumers because we're failing at that. We're failing with just listed, just sold posts. Was this class that was free valuable to you? Did you find value in what I taught you today? Please put it in the comments. If you did not, that's fine too. I said I got big shoulders. I can handle it. Okay? And again, if you want to sign up to learn more about my coaching, that's the QR code. I'll send you an email as well. The code to use to get the $100 off is early sign up. I love this. Thank you. I'm honestly open. If you did not get one piece of information in here that you didn't, and you're like, this class sucked and I'm glad it was free, I'll take it. I want to know. All right. Now questions. Like I said, if you need to leave, go right ahead. Absolutely. I understand. All right. Tell me what you got. I know you got questions here. So let's bring them on. Okay.
I have one question.
Cynthia, go for it.
Hey, so now I have a better idea of everything that I can do. Now my question is, like, how to use them all? Like, I know I'm not going to post everything at the same time. Do you have like how can I say, like a way or a method of when to post?
Plan, like a social media
Yes.
plan?
Kind of, yes.
I would say that I'm a little more loosey-goosey with that kind of thing. What I would say is, you could write it out and say, okay, I'm going to make sure, like if you're somebody who likes to have that structure of Monday, I'm going to do this, Wednesday, then I would write it out on my calendar and I would do it that way. For me, I just typically know, like, okay, I haven't posted about that yet. I need to go back and do that. Usually at the beginning, like I say, like on a Sunday, I'll mentally go through and say, okay, what do I need to promote this week? So I will do it that way. I don't know, did you get Katie Lance? I got all my books here, but Katie Lance's
No.
social media 18-month planner. I know she's got all kinds of ideas in here, but this might be a helpful way to get an idea of breaking down your content strategy. So I would look into Katie, I think it's like $25 or something on Google. It's Katie Lance's social media planner. All right, Joe, thank you. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I hope I'll see you in Orlando this week. Oh, thank you, Allison. Gathering B-roll, utilizing it. Yes, that is the most important thing, is taking out the camera and shooting the video, shooting the pictures yourself, getting it so that you have it for later, right? Value was, I make it too hard and need these meetings to push me. Keywords everywhere in the book is helpful. Good. All right. Thank you for the birthday wishes as well. Anybody else with questions? Can I send the link? Send me a message. I don't have it copy and pasted in here. Is it Mary Carmen? Mary Carmen. Yeah. Personal page or business page preference. I will tell you, I think business pages on Facebook do not do very well. Do I still post to them? I do. I see more engagement from my personal page, but on your personal page, you do have to be very careful of those trigger words because it will get it pushed down in the algorithm. Last thing at the end, scheduling the open house. What about it, Sharon? Did I miss something? What do you mean by B-roll? Is that extra? Sam, B-roll is supplemental video. So that is video that you are taking of the listing of the neighborhood. You don't necessarily you're not going to be in it. It's not about necessarily the sound. Sometimes, like if you were like, let's say, listing a property that had a beautiful waterfall in the background or something, then you might use the B-roll sound of the waterfall. You don't want to take that off, but it's not you talking. It's B-roll is visual. It's just supplemental video. Go ahead, jump in, Christina.
I'm
Yes.
sorry. This is Sharon. At the end, you were setting up an open house, and where were you putting the reminders for the live? I got lost at
That's
that.
in your Instagram. When you go to post, you can put a reminder in there, but you have to create the live. So you go into live in Instagram and you can create a live for another day. And then that allows you to hit the reminder when you go to post on Instagram.
I see. So it won't be live at the time they're seeing it. It will be a live that's
Yeah, you're scheduling the
converted to a
live.
post.
You're scheduling the live. So everybody's afraid to hit the live button in their phone because they're afraid it means you're going to immediately go live. You are not going to immediately go live. It's going to ask you questions. When you open up the live section on Instagram, there's going to be a calendar to the left-hand side or right-hand side, depending on which side of the screen you have. And it will have a little calendar. Just tap that calendar and it's going to say, when do you want to set it up? Give it a title. And then when you go to make a post on your grid of Instagram and you go into that description area, it will say add reminder and you can link it to the live in your Instagram.
Okay. And then I will be live at that time in the future.
In the future, yes. And guess what? If you don't go live because you forget or sold the house or whatever, your phone is not just going to suddenly go off and it's going to be live in your pocketbook or something. Okay. So don't worry about that. You have to agree to it. Okay. I know some of us like worried, like, oh my gosh, could you imagine if I forgot?
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Does my class teach each one of these and break them down for those who are novices? When it comes to my coaching, so yes, I go into everything from what type of account that you are going to want to have on Instagram. I'm going to talk to you about your bio, your pictures, how to do it. Everything is hands-on. Even in the on-demand class, there are modules showing you how to go in and create a post, how to go in and write the description. Like there is hands-on everything. All right. Does these posts reach out of towners, second homeowners? What do you mean, do these posts reach out of towners? It depends. Like if you're on Facebook and you have your post and it's going out to your friends, then it's only going to go to your friends. If you're on Instagram or TikTok, you have the ability, which is the power of those platforms, to go beyond those that are following you. That is why I love it. Like I don't even care if my friends, my family follow me on Instagram. I'm not creating content for them. I'm not showing pictures of my kids on Instagram. Like I don't need them there. They're my friends on Facebook. They can see my daughter's trip to London over there. right? They don't need to see that on my grid. I'm creating content to attract followers who have an interest in Naples, Florida. That's the whole purpose of me creating that content, so that it does go out to those. But with Facebook, the best power of you getting out further might be a reel. We're still playing with it to see where that goes, or putting it on the public post, but then you need somebody to share it, right? It's got to be shared to be seen. All right, I'm glad you like that. Oh, hey, John Nicholson, how are you? He's in my office, that's why I'm saying hey. Oh, thank you, Sam, I appreciate it, I appreciate it. All right, any other questions before we wrap it up? As I said, just so you know, I will be sending this as a replay. It will come over as a YouTube link, but I am working on my SEO for my YouTube channel, so therefore I cannot guarantee it's going to be in the next 24 hours, but you will get a copy of it. And of course, you can always email me with any questions. I'm happy to do that. All right. All right, everybody good?
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome, Kathy. Give my love to the Brooksvillians, Spring Hillians, all those people up there.
I will. Good seeing you.
You too.
Thank you, Pinky. Thank you,
Another
Pinky. That was
excellent
awesome. I loved your energy. Very
Oh,
good.
thank you, Christina. You know my energy. Like,
You're
wait till you see
awesome.
me on Friday. Woohoo!
Thanks, Pinky.
You're so welcome, Joe.
Hi.
Okay. Then we'll hit this button.